Chapter 3. It felt so nice to be back in my old school. Yes, it is a boarding school for international students. There were students from all over, United States, Korea, Taiwan, Africa, and Mexico, among others. It was diverse, and I loved it. I clutched my sling bag as I headed to the parking lot, which wasn't far. That's where I found Pete. He was leaning on his car while on the phone talking about something that I did not pay much attention to. I assumed it had to be his girlfriend. Walking past him, I gave him a meek smile and headed towards my own car. Before I could open the door to the back seat where the presents were, I felt a presence behind me, and I knew without turning around that it was him. There was no one around the parking lot. It was an open area next to the sidewalk that led to the girls' dorm with a big black hickory tree that provided shade from the hot summer sun. I didn't know what to do, but I figured that sooner or later I would have to turn around and face him, but still decided to continue like he wasn't there. So I tried opening the door, but he reached out with his long arms and closed it. It is then that I turned around to face him, only to find him inches away from me. He closed in on the remaining space and brought his forehead to mine. The connection between us was so strong, and there was no way that I was the only one feeling it. He felt too. I felt air drain out of my lungs, and I struggled a little to breathe in again while avoiding his eyes, even though I could feel them looking at me and waiting to make eye contact. I was afraid of locking eyes with him because I knew at that moment my eyes would give out, that I still cared about him deeply, still loved him.
Why won't you look at me?
He finally asked with a hoarse voice that made me look into his eyes, trying to figure out his emotions. "What are you doing?" I asked with a shaky breath. He always had an influence on me that I failed to understand sometimes. He started to say something, and I noticed his eyes fall a little and stop on my lips. Then I knew for sure what was coming. We shouldn't, we are just good friends, remember? I was throwing his words back at him. Those were his words when I confessed over the phone. I noticed him flinch again as he held me tightly and closer by the waist. I didn't know what to do or how to react, so I just let my hands stay where they were, holding back on the car for support. We stayed like that for a few seconds before he spoke, and the silence was deafening.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He finally said with the same hoarse voice and started losing his grip on me with his eyes on the ground. I felt disappointment wash over me, and it stung. What would a kiss change anyway? Doesn't change the fact that to him we are just friends? I said to myself as I turned back to face the car. Why was everything so complicated?
To hell with the can'ts and shouldn't. I want to.
He said in a confident voice this time while turning me around again and bringing his lips slowly to meet mine. That took me by surprise, and I couldn't react to anything as I felt his lips on mine. So tender and soft. I was shocked and confused with a buildup of emotions that I felt my eyes get moist, and I looked down. I guess he didn't notice that as he let go slowly with confusion written all over his face. He looked at me for a minute before turning and leaving. I didn't kiss him back. I looked at him walking away just like he did 3 years ago, and this time I let a tear flow down slowly. I didn't wipe it, and I stayed there for like 5 minutes or so. I wasn't sure.
Hey.
I felt someone tap me on the shoulder and turned to see Ray. I guess I didn't notice him approaching as I was wrapped up in my own thoughts. I made a move to wipe my eyes, and he stopped me and handed me his handkerchief. "You saw that?" I asked with a faint voice, and he nodded slowly. I liked Ray. I joined the school as a senior, and he had been there for 2 years. We got close during the first month of the semester because we shared the same passion for basketball, and both of us were playing in the school team. Yeah, we were close, but it's funny we never talked that much. It was like he was trying to avoid me somehow. Not with bad intentions, though. So we mostly just texted about homework, games, school stuff, and he made jokes that made me laugh a lot. Then Pete came along, and I don't know what happened. My whole life I can say I hadn't really fallen for someone. It just stopped at like. But Pete managed to steal my heart within 2 months. Ray made life easier for me when we came back for the next semester. Not that he knew anyway. He was the kind of a guy you know wouldn't hurt you if he did care. And as for Pete, I immediately knew it was going to hurt, but as you know, the heart wants what it wants. So school went on, and I smiled on the outside, but was very troubled on the inside. We became good friends, and I confided in him a lot even after we all went our separate ways. But as for me falling for Pete, I don't know if he knew or caught on, but again, he might have figured it out because I spent a lot of time with Pete.
So what's going on between you two?
Ray asked. Nothing. We are just good friends as always. I answered him as I tried to smile, a smile that didn't show in my eyes. He looked troubled and angry. I arched my eyebrows a little trying to figure him out, but he suddenly turned around showing his back to me.
You came to get something from your car?
He asked with his back still turned to me. Ooh yeah, I almost forgot. I opened the door and got the gifts I had gotten for my friends, and he helped carry them as we made our way back to the hall. We found my friends easily, and they were trying different poses to get ready to take photos. Taking photos without me, huh? I asked, feigning hurt.
You were gone like forever,
Hazel exclaimed, and I gave her a little smile without explaining. And with the look she gave me, she knew it had something to do with Pete, but did not ask. She came to my rescue instead.
Well, you bought us gifts, so we can overlook that, I guess.
Without hesitating, they took the gifts from me and Ray and started opening.
You sure you are okay?
Ray asked, noticing me zoning in space. Yeah, of course, I said, but I could tell he didn't buy that. I then noticed Pete across the hall near the other exit, just looking at us, at me, with an expression that I couldn't explain. I wanted to go to him and explain what happened earlier. That was something I always dreamed of to happen, and it did, but I messed it up. I still didn't know what it meant to him, but I really wasn't thinking about that at that time. All I knew was I wanted to go to him. I made a step to go, and Ray held me back. I was surprised, but didn't read much to it. But when he started making his way towards Pete, my mind started racing. I looked over at Hazel, who was also in shock after seeing what happened. I wanted to stop Ray, but it would have made everything awkward. So I went over to Hazel and watched slowly as Ray approached Pete. They started chatting, and I thought maybe they are just talking about boy stuff. They were friends after all, right? I said to myself and released a breath I didn't know that I was holding. After a minute or two, though, they headed out of the hall.